Okay, so if you've ever felt like you're losing potential customers in that big gap between their first click and their final purchase, well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dive into how a new kind of digital copilot is completely changing the game, turning lead nurturing from this massive manual chore into a seriously smart automated art form. But first, let's just tackle the one question that probably keeps so many of us up at night. You're getting the leads, right? Your product is solid. So why does the sales funnel feel so leaky? Why do so many promising people just seem to vanish into thin air? The answer, more often than not, is all about lead nurturing. And look, this isn't just about sending out a few automated emails. It's the whole strategic process of building trust, providing real value, and guiding someone from, I'm just looking, to, okay, I'm ready to buy. In today's crowded market, mastering this is what plugs those leaks in the funnel for good. So if the problem is a lack of consistent, personal nurturing, what's the solution? Well, let's meet your new automated partner, the virtual assistant. Now hold on, we're not talking about some simple chatbot here. Think of these virtual assistants as really sophisticated AI. They're designed to communicate with all the nuance of a human, but they're backed by the incredible power of data and automation. They're what make every single interaction feel personal and totally seamless. And the advantage this gives you is just huge. I mean, on one hand, you get the superhuman efficiency. It's always on, it responds instantly, and it can scale from 10 leads to 10,000 without even breaking a sweat. But on the other hand, it delivers these deeply personal conversations. That combination, that's the real magic. And it frees up your human team to focus on what they do best, closing deals, not just chasing down leads. So, the potential is crystal clear. But how do you actually go from this cool idea to making it happen? Let's walk through the playbook for putting your new partner to work. It really just boils down to 3 core steps. First, you've got to select the tech that actually fits your business. Not all VAs are created equal, right? Second, you integrate it with your CRM because, let's be honest, a VA that can't see your customer data is basically flying blind. And third, and this is the most critical step, you train the AI. This is where you teach it your brand's voice, your unique sales process, turning it from a generic tool into a true expert for your business. And that brings us to the absolute heart of this whole strategy. I mean it. Without personalization, you're just adding to the noise. This is what separates a truly welcome message from just another marketing blast. And it's where a well-trained VA really earns its keep. So what does a perfect, personalized message actually look like? Well, it's way more than just using a person's name. It's about showing you've actually been paying attention, referencing their past interactions, offering tailored suggestions, and, most importantly, asking questions to turn a monologue into a real conversation. Every single one of these elements makes the lead feel understood, not just, marketed to. When you put them side by side, the contrast between the old way and the new way is just stark. We are moving from inconsistent, manual, generic work that totally overwhelms your team to an automated, optimized, and deeply personal system that actually empowers them. It is a fundamental shift in how we approach this. But it's not just about what you say, it's when you say it. A truly optimized VA doesn't just blast out messages, it analyzes activity to find that perfect moment to reach out. And just as importantly, it knows its own limits. It has clear rules for when to tag in a human agent, making sure you get the best of both worlds, that awesome automated efficiency and that expert human touch. Okay, so you've done it. You've implemented your VA. How do you know if it's actually working? Let's look at how to measure victory with the metrics that truly matter.
First up, you're tracking engagements.
Then, of course, you measure conversion.
You also have to look at satisfaction.
And finally, you analyze retention. Putting all of that together gives you a complete scoreboard for your efforts. Engagement tells you if people are even listening. Conversion tells you if they're taking action. Satisfaction tells you how they feel about the whole process. And retention, that tells you if you've built real, lasting loyalty. You really need all 4 to get the full picture of your success. But hey, this technology is not standing still, not for a second. What works great today is really just the beginning. So let's take a quick peek over the horizon at the future of lead nurturing. The future here is so exciting. We're moving towards AI that can actually predict a customer's needs before they even ask. I mean, imagine integrating this with new tech like augmented reality for virtual product demos, all while making data privacy even stronger. VAs are absolutely set to become more adaptive, more secure, and more globally connected than ever. And all of that brings us to the final, really critical question. This isn't science fiction anymore. The future of sales and customer relationships is already here. The only question left is, are you and your business ready to embrace it?